Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 here in Gelderland. One thing that I do like is this oat harvest is going to be pretty quick and efficient. It seems to be a lot less on the left-hand side than it is on the right-hand side. Maybe I got a number wrong there. I'll have to have a look at that as well. I have a number of things that I'm going to have to look at. It might just be because it's lifting it in the air as well. Let me stick a little bit closer to the edge. You can see over there where I turned. See, look how far it goes on that side. This is fantastic. I really like this combine. And I have tested it. I've done various tests with it just to make sure that it was working and kind of doing what I wanted it to do, but I haven't used it extensively yet. Not like this. This is my first proper harvesting test, and I'm really pleased with the results so far. I mean, yes, there's definitely some room for improvement with it because of some different things that it's doing. And I knew that that would be the case when I started kind of altering the combine in the first place and sort of getting into this one, because it's been quite challenging. Like with a normal combine, you just alter the capacity and the speed of the combine, and then the cutting width and everything, you do that separately on a bar, and it's relatively straightforward both on in all of the editing. It's quite a straightforward thing. This one has been a whole lot more complex, and it was a bit more complicated than I was expecting, considering that, you know, it's all in here together, and it's the same kind of principles as any other combine, but it still ended up being more complicated than I first thought it would be. So I've been learning a lot doing this, and I've really enjoyed that. I like that. There's one thing that I really like about this series, is it's pushing me to learn a whole new range of skills with the editing and the stuff like that. And that's something that I'm particularly enjoying with this entire series, is that new range of skills that I'm being forced to learn and kind of deal with it as I'm going through. And I like it. I really do. I'm quite pleased with all of this. Now then, I have to decide where I'm going to go and put these oats. I had oats somewhere in one of these. Where did we have that? It was barley. There was oat flour in there. That one is the grain mill BR. I think that's this one. Let's go and have a look. Over here. Grain mill BR. Right, so I need to tip the oats in there, but this one, the tippy outy point, is right inside. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it straight from the combine. Normally you can. How much will it take? Oh, it only holds 270,000. Oh, I've got 186,000, so we're not too bad for that. But there were some others that needed oats as well. You up here, you need oats. That one's got to have oats. This one here also needs oats, but that one's full. Is there anything else that needs oats? Let's have a look. Right, there's nothing else that needs it at the moment. So we could go and fill those. How much do I want to turn into flour? If we go and fill the other factories up first. Let's do that. So we'll tip this out. I need to make this one able to go a little bit faster as well. That's another thing that's on the to-do list. That is a whole complicated thing all on its own. And it... Oh, no, that one's already full. One of them was already full. The other one, this one over here, this one's not full yet, but it will be once... there we go, see? Right, that one's now filled up. Or filling up. Why is it... Oh, it's because it's filled up and now it's just using little bits. There, see? It's just taking like a litre at a time. Right, okay, that's fine. That one can stay like that. And then I will go over this way. I'm going to tip all of the rest of the oats in here. Because... Well, we need some flour. I'm torn. I'm being indecisive. I should not be indecisive. I need to just seize the day and make a decision. straight away. Each time, I just need to make the decision straight away. Right, so we're going to drop some of this in here. I can't remember how fast I had this one unloading. We're going to stop there. Seriously, I've only got 10,000. All right, you know what? We'll just chuck the rest in here. That was a little bit too quick, so we'll just dump the rest in there now. That's all done. And then if we go into here, so this material's missing. These are all materials missing. We can ignore those for a minute. It's that one right there. So I'm now turning these oats into flour. The flour is just going to automatically distribute, and that'll be absolutely fine and tickety-boo. So that's all done there, and there's nothing else to see here. We've got 2 more things that we want to go and harvest. I don't want to drag that back over here while I'm doing that harvest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one over beside the 2 fields over there. I'm going to jump back and grab one of the lorries, probably the yellow lorry, and I'll get the trailer that we've got at the moment with sugar beet in it, by the sugar factory, and I will empty that one out because that's got a double compartment in it. So we can put the wheat in one compartment and the canola in another one. I'm just going to drop this trailer over here. We haven't used that transporter for quite a while. The last time we used it, we loaded up a fleet of small tractors and we planted sunflowers in a field. We'll have to do something like that again soon. I'm not quite sure when, but we will. That is definitely something I want to do again. This one over here, we're going to just empty this out. I'm actually thinking that... excuse me. Let's just have a look at the sugar factory and see the state of the thing at the moment. Potato Pros. Sugar mill right here. Okay, so I've got 160,000 spare capacity in there. I think what I want to do is actually want to upgrade the factory. So that's 88,000. There we go. So we've upgraded that bad boy. We've now got 720,000 capacity. It runs 10,320 cycles a month. And we got 72,000 litres of capacity here. It will auto magically distribute, but that also means that I can now dump out all of the sugar beet that is in this trailer. So I'll drop all of that bit there, and then once I've emptied that bit out, we can just inch forward and tip out the other side as well. So I think that's going to drop it down to 50% remain. Oh no, it's going to go on further down than that. How much have we got in here? Let's put that cover off. Oh, there we go. Right. So, yeah, I want to get both of these lots out of here, and then... Have I got any sugar beet in the other one? I'm not entirely sure about that. Because we've got that great big bin over there. I think I emptied that one out. I think all of the spare cut sugar beet was in this trailer and just stayed in here. This needs to be set... I need to tweak this one a bit. This needs to be able to empty out faster. It takes too long. Yes, I'm very impatient. I'm extremely very impatient. And I have no shame. Not on that one, at least. Let's run over here and just take a look at you. Okay, yes, you are empty. That is fine. It's a good job, really, because we're going to be using that an awful lot pretty soon. We got a lot of sugar beet to harvest. We got a massive, great big field. Plus, we bought 2 new fields that are already planted with sugar beet. So they're going to have to be done as well. I'm going to go and harvest these 2 fields first because we've got... there's straw, and we've got a mod that gives us straw from everything that we harvest. So we've got straw from the canola and from the wheat to come into this one. And there we go. Right, we're ready to go. I love this thing. Absolutely love this thing. Right, let's bring you over this way, and then I'll line up. I want to line up straight because I don't want to leave straw over the road. That's a bit untidy. No. It's going to dump straw onto the road anyway because it had some in there from when it was previously working. Now we've got wheat in here. I'm going to just whiz up across the field like this. These 3 fields down through here, we're going to be joining all of these together. This, these little tiny fields like this is no good. Right? We can't be expected to run a business on the kind of scale that we want to run it on and have little tiny fields. It's unacceptable. So we're going to be making some changes. Why do we have a tree growing in the middle of our field? That will be dealt with. That will definitely have... There's a whole line of trees here in the middle of our field. This is completely unacceptable. Look at them all. We're going to have to move a whole load of those trees out of the way. Right back into the corners there as well. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's bring you over this way a bit. Right. I'm gonna need to reverse up, and this is where it gets difficult when we've got these great big lumps of straw everywhere. That does make it more of a challenge to be able to do anything at all in this series. And forward we go. There we go. Right, now I've got all of that, and this side seems to go out further. I haven't evenly balanced this. I'm actually wondering if I should do that, like bring it in a bit on the left hand side and extend it a bit further on the right hand side, whether that would be a better way of doing it, because it'd be easier to control it, I think. I don't know why, I just think that would make it easier to control. Okay, so I'll bring that one up to there. We've finished this field completely. And if I go forward... So I'm going to shut this one off. I want to see if I can get rid of the tiny little... Why have I only got 41 litres of wheat in here? What just happened? Did I... I'm going to have to watch the video back and find out what I did there. I'm wondering if it's because I've harvested some of the other field. That's... No way! I didn't even know that was a thing. Right. Huh. Okay. I genuinely did not know that that was even a possibility. So what I've done is I've gone round and harvested... Well, you've probably all seen it happen. Well, some of you might have seen it. You'd be able to reverse the video. I got to here. I wasn't paying attention to that. I got to here and I cut the canola over there instead of the bit of wheat that I was trying to cut. And because it cut the canola... it deleted the wheat that was in the tank. So I've just gone and lost all of the wheat that I got from this field. That is not what I wanted. Let's go in round this way. I'll do something different next time in there. That is definitely not what I wanted. I'm going to have to be really careful of that in the future. When I've got fields close together... I'm going to have to really, really watch that I don't accidentally delete all of the grain that I'm holding in the tank, like I just did. I had no idea that that was even a thing. Wow. That does put a pretty strong argument in favour of me having my really, really wide extension only on one side of the combine, because... then I'll have a better ability to be able to control it when I'm going around the field. So if I was to basically just shunt the whole thing sideways so the combine was travelling up there in the middle of the field, or rather, it would be better if the combine was travelling around the outside edge of the field. That way I know that the inside edge here, so the bit to my left is the bit that goes into the fields. Or I can have it the other way round, so I could go around the field this way round. So I know that the bit to my left, that's as far as the combine can reach. It cannot go any further than that. And then on the inside of the field, it goes all the way in like it's doing at the moment. I think that might actually be a better way to do this. This is why we experiment with things. This is why we have periods of testing and things like that. And... yes, you're all guinea pigs because you get to see the testing process being done right here. But I genuinely had no idea it would do that. So I've just lost the entire wheat harvest. Not that we had very much. Like, it was a pitifully small amount. This particular wheat harvest was just kind of a temporary thing. Now, one thing that I do have on this combine is a really low spout. Right? as you can see, that spout is not really designed for going into a trailer like this. And that is, I mean, yes, I was able to do it because it sort of teleported through the side of the trailer, but that is definitely something that is going to present a challenge to me. I'm going to need to be able to alter that. I can't physically alter the model. I have no idea how to do that. That's a completely different range of skills, and those are skills that I do not possess. So that is out of the question. I cannot do that at all. I would like to be able to do something different with it, though. Right, I want to try and make sure that I've gotten rid of any little bits of straw that might be left. You know how the combines always seem to start up and dump a little bit of straw down somewhere. I think we've gotten rid of everything out of this one. I don't think there's any more in it. And we'll bring you over this way. Building a shed is still on the to-do list, but for now, this combine can go and park up in the shed. We're done with this one, because the sunflowers, I don't think this... Actually, let's go and have a look. We want to go to harvesters, and then we want to scroll all the way down to the end, and it is the Vistula cat. I can do sunflowers with this one, and corn. Well, I can do all of them. Ah, haha. Right, so we can do the corn and well, it's the sunflowers is the important one. We wanted to be able to do the sunflowers with it, so we can do the sunflowers with this one. But now that I know that I've also got to be really, really careful with it. Oh, actually, why didn't it jump into the combine? Oh, it has now jumped into the combine, but the thing with this combine is that the default position for the camera is facing the combine and not behind it like you would normally have. I don't know why. That's obviously just something that the mod creator thought would be quite cool, so you could see yourself in it. So if I park it into the shed this way, like that, I'll lower that one down. Right. There, see? Now we can see the combine sat there. So let's just have a quick look on our map and see what else we've got to harvest. So I've got that. We've got corn up there, and then we've got 2 fields of sunflowers. I'm going to need to be very careful when it comes time to harvest that I don't accidentally cut some of this and then add sunflowers, or I'm just going to delete the corn. And I kind of need the corn. That is something that we actually need. So that's something that we're going to have to watch that. We'll be very careful. Then we got the sugar beet over here, and down here we've got grapes and also olives. So those are still to work with. Let's go. Right, I'm going to want this one to go and gather the straw in a minute. I want to first go to you. And we're going to take this canola. This canola we will go and put in our mill. That's going to be turned into canola oil, which gets distributed to the potato factory. And we'll run this one over here like this. Oh, no, I need to go there. Tip out the canola. And that should now start. So I can just shut that one off now. And we should in here. Let's go up through. There. Right. Canola is now actually working and is distributing. That's basically sort of full on there. So don't need to worry about it very much more. The sunflower oil spawns. And the sunflowers that we do, there isn't anything that we want sunflowers for. There's nothing for them anywhere in our feed and mixes and everything that we've got at the moment. So it's basically, I'm just going to use those as a cash crop. We'll turn them into oil, and then we will sell them. And we'll make a vast sum of money from them. It's going to be glorious. I haven't checked on the animals lately. What have we got? 163,000 litres of food. That's actually probably all right. We've got 925,000 litres in there, so they're fine as well. So the next thing that I want is this one. And I want to go and gather up the straw that we have now got on the ground. So we've got our almost one line down through there. It was slightly more than one line in a couple of places. But this is a really wide pickup reel on this one anyway. So it should be absolutely fine. And start this one up. There we go. We gather up that little bit of straw right there. And then in around this way. And we get all of the straw. So this one, I'm quite happy. Yeah, there's a little bit that's left behind there, but I can't be bothered to go back and get it. This one, I'm quite happy with. I've spent quite a bit of time just tweaking and adjusting this one, and I'm fairly happy with what we've got with this machine now. It goes at a lovely speed down across the field, and it gathers up all of the material that we want it to be gathering up. There's no issues here with stuff being left behind. It's picking up the whole lot. I've got 224,000 litres of straw in here already. And I can go up there. There we go. We can take all of those bits. Now, I've got 2 passes down across the field here. I'm curious if this will reach between... It does. I can take the entire field in a single pass up through here. This is how it should be done. This is how farming should be done. We need to be doing these things on a decent scale, because if you can do them on a decent scale, you have what is it? It's efficiency of quantity, efficiency of, I don't know, efficiency of something. If there's a term for it, efficiency of efficiency of scale. Efficiency of scale. That's what the term I'm looking for. We have efficiency of scale in this fields. In this field, we've got full efficiency of scale by scale. Doing what we're doing with the machine right here. This is absolutely fantastic. It works beautifully. Look at this. So we can gather all of the straw up. I'm curious if we're going to fit it all in, because I'm already close to 1 million litres of straw now, and that's a fair slice. I can go and put in as much straw as I want. Actually, you know what? The cows themselves are going to need a fair bit of straw, aren't they? So we can start off by just dumping in a whole load of this into the cows. And I did leave a little bit behind right there, unfortunately. But that's fine. It's because we just went over a little bit of a bump. So we're going through here, and then when we drove in round this way with the combine, because there was no easy way to get round, so now we kind of need to squeeze in through with this one, and one over that. Right. Now we go and get this little bit of field. So we're pushing for 1 million litres. I can fill up the feed thing with straw. That's going to be easy enough to do. That won't be a problem. Okay, so we've left a little bit behind. I'll go back and get that. I'll do it like this. We'll go round here. There. I'll go back up here. The feed thing that we've got a little tiny bit of straw that will go into there and just top that one up, and then all of the rest of the straw that's still in here, we'll just go and take that over to the cows and tip it in there, because the cows themselves, when they're completely full, they will take, it doesn't actually tell us, but we got 1.2 million litres in here already, and it's barely doing anything. So I think that we're going to be needing, I can't remember, but I think it's like 65 million litres of straw to fill the thing all the way up. And I did pick those numbers quite deliberately. I didn't just randomly chuck down very big numbers, because of the numbers of the cows that I've got in that pen. I basically scaled up the quantities of feed and straw and everything in there as well. So in theory, the amount that I've got in there should correspond with the cattle pen being full and needing that much, but we're going to have to be producing it on that kind of scale. And that is one of the reasons why I want to kind of like build up my collection of insanely big machines with insanely big capacities. Because if I have to get 60 million litres of straw for a year, it's going to take a while if I can't have something like this. I mean, this only holds 2 million litres. We may need to increase the scale again, but I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do that on this map. right? I don't know that we're going to be able to do it because, like, we're already kind of venturing across the map, and we're using a fair bit of this map now. Like, we're sort of venturing further and further afield. We're slowly building up what we've got. And yes, there's a whole lot more up here that we've still got to do, but I'm still not sure that's going to be enough to cover the number of cows that we want in this one pen, and then we can scale that up again. So it might be that at some point we decide to wrap up this series here on Gelderland and we move instead to something slightly larger scale. I have 1.5 million litres of straw in this machine right here, which is not bad going, really. And if we're going to need to scale things up a little tiny bit in the future, then we're going to be looking at a 4x map somewhere. And a 4x map, quite frankly, the machines that I've got so far are going to be a little bit small for a 4x map. I think with the craziness, we're not going to want anything that's got too many steep hills. I'm not really going to be wanting to worry about working lots of steep hills. It's just going to make it more difficult with our crazy machinery. So I'm quite happy to just have a nice flat map. So there's a couple of I know that there's like an Australian map that's really flat. There's a couple of them. There's some 16x maps out there. I think there's an Australian one that's 16x map. I'll be honest, I do prefer European maps. I like the style of them, and so... But if I want a fairly flat map, it's got to be based somewhere around Belgium, Netherlands, something like that. Or East Anglia in the UK. That's all really level areas. Possibly kind of like areas of Poland and Ukraine as well. There's some vast level-ish areas there as well, with like some very low hills. That could be interesting. So straw in here goes up to 38 million. 38 million litres of straw. I've got 100 million litres of capacity for slurry. I have actually done something with the slurry, which I think you'll quite like. 490,000 litres may not be enough to do the thing I want to do with the slurry, but I mean, I guess we could go and have a look at that, because I think it's going to be very cool. I think you're going to like it. Right, what are we going to do now? I've done the harvest. That's all finished. That's kind of done with now. We don't need to worry about it. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.